Hi there, this is Jennifer with Brome Fields, and today I'm working on an eyelet stitch washcloth, and it is a 12-row repeat, but it is really easy to memorize, and I'm going to show you some tricks on memorizing it. I'm using a size 5 knitting needle with this cotton yarn. This is from Birdie's Knits on Etsy, and it is her hand-dyed cotton yarn. It is very pretty. I really like it. It's called Tutti Frutti. And most of the rows are pretty easy. So you really have kind of a 2-row repeat. So you'll have a knit 1 row, and then on the back side, you're going to knit the first 6 stitches, and then you're going to purl until your last 6 stitches and then knit. So your border is a garter stitch. And so we're going to knit these first 6 stitches. But first we need to decide on what row we're on. So the eyelets are offset. So on this first row here, I knit my 6 border stitches, and then I did a yarn over for my eyelet. But on my next row of eyelet stitches, I knit this first stitch, and then I did a yarn over so that they're offset. So you can see right here, there's yarn over, and then you can follow this stitch up to skip that row, and then I did a yarn over, and here I did a knit stitch and a yarn over. So that means this one here I'm ready to do a knit stitch on. So I'm going to offset. It's an offset row. Let me focus a little bit here. So I'm going to knit my first 6 stitches for my border. And I don't do anything different with my first stitch. Sometimes you can slip it, but I just go ahead and knit it. So I'm going to, so I have a yarn over here, and I have a knit stitch here, so I'm ready for that knit stitch first. And then it's a 2-stitch repeat all the way until the border, almost the border. So we're going to yarn over, and I've been playing with this stitch a little bit. So the stitch actually calls for a slip, slip, and then you knit the 2 together. However, I found that that's kind of cumbersome to do. So I just knit 2 together through the back loop. And I really kind of have to grab that yarn, and I don't want that stitch to be too loose or too tight. So I really play with it a little bit, because that's too tight. It's still a little tight. I want it to be loose a little bit. So you would do this all the way across. Oops. And my metal needles, they are slippery, which I think makes it easier, but that's just me. And it is a little difficult to get that stitch through. And I don't know if that's me because I'm knitting too tight, but I happen to like the way that it's coming out, so it really is a preference. So this yarn calls out to start to use size 7 knitting needles. On a previous pattern, I used Tide Pool, which is the same, from the same Etsy shop, same yarn, but I used a size 6 knitting needle, and I was very happy with the pattern. So I think it just, for me, it depends on what pattern I'm using or making as to what I want the stitch to look like. So if you're normally a very tight knitter, then you may want to go ahead and bump it up to a size 6 or even a 7. All right, so we're gonna knit 2 together. We started off with a yarn over, so we don't want to end with a yarn over. However, I think I have a purl stitch there I need to fix, because they're all supposed to be knit stitches. So I'm gonna fix that real quick. So make that a knit stitch, a knit stitch. Oh, I skipped one in there. Oh, goodness. I think I had it right the first time. There we go. And now I can make this a knit stitch. So you will have 7, and then you have the 6 border stitches. So you have 7 knit stitches on either side of this eyelet row. And then the next row, you're going to knit the first 6 stitches, purl all those together, or purl all the way across, and then knit the last 6 stitches so you have your border. So I just wanted to show you what that row looked like. And pull this through. And then I have this little mini washcloth, just kind of a facial washcloth. This was kind of my little test swatch, but it came out so cute. So I hope to see you guys for the next washcloth, and thank you so much for watching.